Hello and welcome English 1 students. I'm Mr. Franklin. Welcome to Joplin High School. If you are watching this, it means you are a B-Day student. I made an earlier version of this video and posted it, and then some things changed, so I'm updating it. You didn't miss anything important. I just made some changes. So welcome to Mr. Franklin's English 1 class. I'm excited to have all of you. I know it's going to be a crazy year, but I think it's going to be a great learning experience for all of us. Today we are going to introduce this course, and I'm going to introduce you to myself. I'm going to talk a little bit about the workbook, some rules and regulations, and go over Canvas, which is the website we're going to be using to upload assignments or upload assignments. I'm going to go over some of my promises to you. I'm going to talk about why this class matters, and in class we're going to do an activity called How to Get an A in Any Class. First, I am Mr. Franklin. I was in the United States Navy. I was an information systems technician for 4 years, stationed on board the USS Emory S. Land. Some of that time was spent in La Maddalena, Italy, and the rest was in Bremerton, Washington. I grew up in the great state of Colorado. Go Broncos. If you disagree, well, you haven't been great in a while, so you're probably right. I love books. One day my private library will be this large. It already looks like this. It's as disorganized as this one. I just don't have quite the space yet for that many books. I went to Mizzou, M-I-Z. That's where you go, Z-O-U. That's fine. I have 3 little girls. They are the loves of my life, also including my wife. Yes, they all have very curly hair and look alike. And I love to write, mostly science fiction and fantasy. But it's a hobby that really de-stresses me. So every class has rules. It's just part of life, and I want you to know where the boundaries are. I'm a pretty flexible person, but there are some pretty strict boundaries. I don't want you to get in trouble because you made the wrong choices. So the first rule I have is the rule of duh. Basically, if you make me make this face, the Judge Judy face, you've done something wrong. Something that you knew you shouldn't have done. I'm not going to make a whole laundry list of things not to do, but I'll give you some examples. Don't throw books in my classroom. That's a pretty simple rule. You've known that since kindergarten. I have a kindergartner. She knows you don't throw books. That's a rule of duh. Bathroom, normally I would let you go whenever, but right now, because of the school's policies, because of COVID, I'm going to have to be a little bit more strict about that and insist that we use the bathroom as little as possible to just help the school out. My cell phone policy is incredibly easy to remember. The answer is no. Should I have my cell phone out? No. You should never have your cell phone out in Mr. Franklin's class. Not ever, not once, not ever. The only, and it's a small exception, is if something's going on at home or in your life that you need a cell phone out for. Say a parent is in the hospital, something's going on with a loved one, and if that's the case, you need to get in touch with me in advance, and then you can have your cell phone out and not use it. It can just be out just in case of an update. It's a very simple policy, 0 cell phones. Bring supplies. You're required to have a Chromebook and charger. I want you to have a notebook. It does not need to be dedicated to this class, but I highly recommend that you get just a cheapo $1 notebook for this class. A lot of the assignments will be done in that notebook. You're going to take pictures of them and submit them. It will make your life so much easier if you get a dedicated notebook for this class. Grading, 90% of your score will be from classwork, and then 10% will be from the final. That's the school policy. If you do the work to the best of your ability, you're not guaranteed an A, but you're more likely to get an A than if you just kind of, half do the work. So put forth your best effort, but grading is not designed to be here's my score for how much effort you put in. Grading is, did you master the skills necessary to become a master of English? Did you master all of the skills that I put forth for you to master? And if you did, you'll get an A. And if you didn't, then you won't. But we will work together to get you there, okay? And if you're having struggles, please do let me know. And finally, we're all human. I recognize that sometimes mistakes are going to happen. I'm not going to hold them over your head. I expect you and ask for you to try and to do your best. And I will do the same. And sometimes I'm going to mess up. And sometimes you're going to mess up. And you know what? We're going to put forth our best foot and push on. and say sorry and try and do better the next time. Some other rules that I don't have on here. There are certain words you know you should not say. Don't say them. There's certain words that if you say them, it's an automatic big deal. One of them starts with an N. There's two that start with an F. I'm not going to go over them specifically. Basically, if you're violating this rule and dehumanizing a classmate by using language, I'm going to be upset with you, and then we will correct that to the best of our ability. Working from home, as you know, we are a split schedule right now. Half of you are in class, the other half are at home. When you're working at home, it's the same amount of effort and same amount of work as if you're in class. It has to be. That's the only way we're going to get through all of this this semester, is if you put forth the full amount of effort at home that you would in the classroom. And that's going to require you, the student, to take some ownership. And that's great for you. I think it's an awesome opportunity for you to take ownership of your education. You are all at the point now, freshmen in high school, where you get to start owning some of these choices. You get to start making some of these choices. And if you choose not to do the work at home, that is now your choice. You have now made that decision, and the consequences will fall on you. So now, right now, today, as you're listening to this, is the time for you to take ownership of the next 4 years of your life and say, you know what? 4 years from now, I'm going to be somewhere that I want to be, not somewhere that I have to be. A lot of people end up in high school 4 years somewhere where they just have to be. They don't get any choices. Leave yourself some choices at the end of high school. A lot of the times it's going to be in the workbook. Almost all of the time there's going to be some wiggle room where there's certain assignments that you could do in the workbook or on an online platform that we'll go over later. But for the most part, it will be in your workbook. You will upload pictures to Canvas. You can do that the morning of. It does not have to be the day that you did it. If you don't have internet access, you can wait until you get to school the next morning to do it. And students who are here each day, there will be a handful of you who are here each day. In class, on the A day, you will listen to the lecture, we'll do the in-class activities, and then on the B day, you're going to do the work that you would be doing at home, but you'll be doing it in the classroom, and that'll give you an opportunity to have help. So this is our Canvas page. I'll show you how to get there if you click on Dashboard. This will be where all of your classes, not just mine, but all of your classes are. You'll click on ours. It'll take you directly to our Canvas page, which has our agenda on it. The A-Day students will be doing this today. Welcome to English 1. They're going to be doing the same thing you're doing today, only in person. And then tomorrow, here's the assignment that is assigned to them. Watch this video, Introductions and Salutations discussion board, which you just click on. Takes you directly there. And that way you don't have to mess around with any of these tabs over here. I like to link everything here. So this is your one-stop shop for what we did in English 1 today. You're not going to do the Sava screenshot, but I'm going to click on it anyway to show you what it would look like. We don't need to do this anymore because they updated the platform, so we don't need you to go there anymore. But if this were still an assignment, you would click on it, and then you could just upload it there. It's pretty simple. I think you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. And the agenda, it's straightforward. It goes in, so the most recent date would be on top. I added a couple of days here just so you could see what it would look like in practice. Starting on the 27th, I'll just add the 27th here, and then the 28th, and so on. It just makes our lives a lot easier. And that right there is the Canvas platform for you. Attempt at this. I'm going to make some promises to you. Every year, I like to start off the year with my promises to you. Here are the things that I'm guaranteeing you. And my first promise is that I show up each and every day to this building for the students, for you, to help you, to get you where you need to be. Dr. Moss and Dr. Gilbreth are my bosses, they're my employers, but I'm here for you. I'm here to help you, and if there's anything I can do to help you, please do let me know. I will treat you like a human, I promise you that. Now, that does not mean I will always be nice to you. What I will do is push you to be better. So if you come in and give me that weak sauce and you're not living up to your potential, I'm going to let you know. And that's not me being disrespectful. That's me saying, you can do better. You can give me more than what you're giving me. And that is my respect for you. If I didn't respect you, if I didn't care I just say, yeah, sure, turn in whatever. I'll give you full points. I don't care. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to push you to be better. I promise you that I can help you grow. I can help you become a better reader, a better writer, thinker, speaker. I promise that everything we do in this classroom serves a purpose. Nothing in here is busy work, even if it feels like busy work. I promise I'm not perfect, and neither are you. If you can't tell by the nature of this cobbled together video, I do make mistakes sometimes. And so will you. And the thing that we're going to have to do is try and forgive each other and allow each other the space to grow. So, that being said, here are some central philosophies that I have about this classroom, things that we're going to abide by together. First of all, we are all here to better ourselves. I use the gym comparison here. Not that I go to one, but if you're at a gym and you're in shape and you see somebody come in who's out of shape, your instinct should never be to make fun of that person. Your instinct should never be to belittle that person and say, look, you're out of shape. Instead, it should be, let me help them. Let me be the kind of person who helps them. Because everybody comes to this building, everybody, teachers included, to get better. We're all trying to better ourselves and be the kind of person who helps instead of the kind of person who doesn't. Second, sometimes you have to push through the wall, sometimes you can just open the door. And what that means is you've got to give an effort. If you're not going to try something, you're always going to ask for help with it. You're never going to learn it. Now, I'm the kind of person, unfortunately, I like to try and push through the wall. And sometimes the wall's not moving and there's a door like 2 feet over and I can just go through the door. Sometimes someone's just going to be like, hey, Mr. Franklin, the door is 2 feet over. Just go through that. So sometimes you do need to ask for help. You have to find the balance. It's called the zone of proximal development. You need to be in this zone where you're straining, you're stretching, you're pushing yourself, but you're not overdoing it. It's like an athlete. There's a region where practice is helpful. You need to put forth a bunch of effort, but if you go too far, you're going to hurt yourself. So know where those boundaries are for you. And for some of you, you're definitely going to need to start trying to push through the wall. And for others of you, you're going to need to start learning to ask for help. And finally, don't build the building without a blueprint. You need to have some kind of plan. I don't mean a super detailed plan. I'm not the most organized human being in the world. You need to have some kind of idea. Here are the things that I'm going to do today that are going to make my life better. Here are the things I'm going to do today that are going to help get me where I want to be. Those things start now. Those things start today. You can't wait 4 years. In middle school and elementary school, you had teachers who were doing a lot of the work for you. Now I'm expecting you to grow up some and do a lot of that work for yourself. I'll help you. I'll show you a path, but I'm not walking it for you. All right? You've got to start building some of those blueprints yourself. Now, all of that being said, I get this question every year. Why does this class matter? While my dog is scratching her head so loudly. Lola, why does this class matter? She's looking at me like, I don't know. Why are you interrupting me? English is important, not just because I say it is, but because it can get you wherever in life you want to be. There's this thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I was going to post a slide of it, but then it gets technical and complicated. Basically, it's a list of all the things that you need to have, a society, a civilization, a species needs to have in order to continue on and to be complete. And the basic human needs are you need to eat, you need food, you need water, right? And then above that, you need safety, you need shelter. And then above that, you need to feel like you belong to a part of a community. And above that, you need to feel like you're worth something, you need to feel valuable. And above that, you need to feel loved by your family. And then finally, above that, you need to feel this thing called self-actualization, where you're not just part of something, but you're contributing to it, the identity of what it means to be a human being. And English, above all else, can get you every single one of those steps. If you want to be successful financially, you need English. Critical thinking, reading comprehension, speaking skills, communication, basic communication skills. If you can send the right email, that's a magic trick. You'll be amazed at how many doors you can open if you can send the right kind of email. And I'm going to show you that in the next class we have. Um, that's the basic human needs. If you can get the financial support, and then above that, you want to feel like you're part of a community. A lot of community happens on the internet. A lot of the community happens through writing. And if you can write clearly and concisely, if you can use language well, you expand the amount of communities that you can be part of. I was watching this video recently, and somebody asked the guy he holds the record. He's the fastest reader in the world, and they said, "What is the meaning of life? You've got the answers to everything. You've read all these books." And he's like, "Sometimes you need to slow down and recognize that the meaning of life is scattered in thousands of books, millions of books, paintings, songs, these artistic expressions that we have." That we as human beings put out into the world are full of all of the big questions, because it's never about the answer, it's always about the question. Why are we here? What is our purpose? What is the meaning of life beyond just 42? And that's for all of you Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fans. All of those answers are scattered throughout thousands of books. If you can read and then find enjoyment in reading, and I bet you can. I bet you I can get you there. You open up universes to yourself, galaxies to yourself, opportunities to be a different, better, bigger, more involved, more complete human being. And that's what English can provide you. I'm not belittling the other subjects. There's an astronaut. I can't remember his name. I wish I could. I've been trying to find him for the past few days for this talk. An astronaut was talking about all of the science and all of the math is but like 3% of what led man to the moon, what humans to the moon, into outer space, to split the atom, to create the internet, to create telephones. All of these great scientific inventions and discoveries, the science and the math are only a small part of it. The rest of it is that big picture question of where are we in this great crazy universe? Where is our place in that? And we seek those answers everywhere. And one of the clearest paths for me to those answers is in literature and in analyzing literature and in language. And that's why I'm here to help you find that path to be a complete human being. If whatever stage you want to be on, whatever life goal you have, being a good reader, being a solid reader, being a solid writer, being a solid speaker, and critical thinker, all of those skills can get you anywhere. So that's why this class matters. In class, next time we're going to do this activity. It's called What Do You Need to Do to Get an A, a B, a C, or a D? And we're going to talk about that in class. I just want you to think about that now because I don't think a lot of students are thinking about that right now, but I do think it's necessary. So I look forward to getting to know all of you. Remember, the next time I see you is picture day. I keep saying picture like I'm a lunatic, but the next class period is picture day, so wear clothes that you want to be pictured in. All right, I'll see you all soon.